Here's like 3 of them I just sent over to Jeff right now, and then I've got a couple.
You are live.
Oh, we're
I
live.
feel this.
Let's see here.
Oh, you got me.
I'm hairy. I don't know. I don't know how to define right now. I'm hairy as hell.
Dude, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I can't. You got to shave before these things. Come on.
I know. I didn't get a chance to shave today. I need to get laser hair removal. I keep telling myself I'm going to do it. I have no damn time to go over there and do it. I got this lady down the street. She's like, I'll do it for free. I'll do it for you. I was like, no problem. I'll just do a video. I was like, I wish I could come down and give you the time to do it because I need to do it. And I'd never have to shave my damn chest or back again. It's a pain in the ass. That's one question somebody asked me. How do you like keep your body like shaved? I'm like, well, you shave it. Like, why break out with a whole bunch of razor bumps, these nasty ingrown hairs? So there's a trick to shaving, right? And one would be not to use your regular razor that you use on your face, like a Gillette Bic razor.
Because it knits it, or why?
So the reason is because you could cut yourself a lot easier, right? So like if you're in like sensitive areas or whatever it is, or even if you're shaving your chest or whatever, you get it caught on something, it's not going to go through. You have to like continuously keep, if you have thick hair, right? And like for me, like I would say like I shave like once a week. The reason I shave once a week is I don't really like to get like ingrown hairs. I don't really want to keep shaving. I don't got the time, whatever it is. But at that point, like if a week goes by, then I'm okay. It's a little bit easier to shave. 2 weeks goes by, forget about it. I'm like a caveman. I got hair everywhere, and it's a lot harder to shave. It takes me a little bit longer. If I was to shave with a regular razor, it would take me 3 times the amount than it would with electric. That's for a body, like to shave a body, right? So, and I've done it. I've done it like that. I've tried it, and you get a maybe a little bit of a closer shave with those, but here's the problem: a lot of people get ingrown hairs, or they get razor bumps. Especially if you're ethnic, like if you're black and like that, like usually they get razor bumps really bad or ingrown hairs.
Okay.
So there's a process of what you want to do, right? Of what you can do to alleviate this. One, you don't want hair to grow ingrown. That is one of the worst and most painful things you can go through. And it's hard to get out until you get the hair. It's like a little infection in the follicle. So one, you want to like, I would do if you really want to get around this is one, prep your body. So if you went to like a steam shower, you're getting that hair all up, right? And then you can go out and shave it. 2, get an electric shaver you can do in the shower. Now, I wouldn't recommend using an electric shaver with water. I would be dry in the shower and start shaving it. And I have like a little mirror in my shower where I shave it and just get it off like that. But the next thing after that is what do you put on your body after you shave? Because that's the trick. And it's not like it's kind of like an aftershave, but they make like I'll bring some of the bottles in for next week. But there's a couple different products you can use where you put it on your skin, and it protects your skin from getting any razor bumps or ingrown hairs. And if you have any razor bumps or ingrown hairs, you can utilize this, and it can help get rid of those things too as well. So there's some different things that we do as far as care as it goes. Some of the people that I know in the fitness industry and stuff like that, maybe you know as well, that might use this. They use some of the creams that use chemicals to get rid of the hair. Rub it on, it just comes right off. I just don't want to put those chemicals on my body. I don't like them. I think my body's super sensitive to that stuff, and it, could possibly burn my body too, as well as the skin. So I don't really use those. I've heard there's some really good ones out there, but that's just not for me. So I use a Philips body shaver, and it's one of the best things I've ever had. I can use it on the road. I can use it now. It shaves me really, really close. And at that point, like if I'm on vacation per se, and I'm there for 4 or 5 days, I still want to look shaved, so I can bring that razor along with me too and do some touch-ups in some different areas too as well.
You're a content guy, so you always kind of have to be on.
Right.
You and me, I know, are so alike that way. So we always have to be kind of ready and prepped and going. I know what you mean about like Nair. I have sensitive skin, and I seem to do that, but I'm too nervous to shave certain parts. So cool that what's the one that was sent to us? The razor. The Manscaped. They sent us a couple, man. And I guess these are technically made for the private area.
Yeah.
But if you guys got any insight on this stuff too, and then John's going to bring some cream next week for that.
Yes, I'll
And
show you
again,
guys.
I agree with you that ingrowns are the worst.
Yes.
And it's a pain in the ass. And I think I think laser is the smartest thing. Mona doesn't have many gripes, but one gripe is hair.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we got to get that. We got to.
She don't like the hair, huh?
She hates the hair. Hates it. She's like, yeah, we're shaving you. Let's go upstairs.
You know what the funny thing is? Sharice is the exact opposite.
She likes the hair.
She likes the hair.
Well,
she likes to run her fingers through the hair.
Right.
She'd want me to grow out a beard if I liked it like that. She would want me to have a beard.
Yeah, they're
or like a shaved up like goatee. Like when I met her, I used to shave of goatees and all different types of things on my face. I've always liked the clean look. One, it makes you look younger when you have that clean look like that, right? You're on a little stubble, especially as you get older and you might have some grays in your hair. Starting to look a little salty here, especially on the sides. But so at that point, it's just totally different. Yeah, I guess it's whatever your spousal partner likes and what you like too. For me, I like to be shaved because one, if I have to show off, you're going to look the best when you're shaved, right? You're going to look the cuttest you've ever been looked and all that. When you have hair, it covers all that. Two, it especially like in Florida, you're going to sweat. You're going to sweat a hell of a lot more. So at that point for me, I'm just like, yeah, I'd rather just get rid of all the hair, especially underneath my armpits. That's the big one. I'll take a shaver. The best thing about that Phillips is it has two different types of heads on each side. It's not just one. So on one side, it's like the body shaver. On the other side, it's like a regular like shaver with like a guard on it. So like the best thing that I use that for is the one with the guard I use down low and then the body shaver obviously on the body. And then this one's actually got an extender too. So I do my back.
So wait a minute, hold on. Because when I was there and I needed to shave my face, you gave me, holy shit, you gave me the nut cleaner. You did.
I did, I think.
You
right?
did. You gave me that. I'm shaving my face with the one he uses on his nuts. So we've technically touched.
Right. I never used a nut shaver though.
I love it. But hey guys, we're talking about just kind of keeping the body clean, exfoliated, the hair off.
Yeah.
A lot of different options.
Yeah.
I think we do have to at some point. I know I have to get that the lasers.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, the lasers good. I asked a chick, she's like, yeah, like 6 sessions, 30 minutes. So like, you come back in like 6 months if I needed to do just more touch-ups and stuff like that, and it'll be done. I'm like, hey, honestly, I'm a winner for that. Like literally, like I'm good with that.
That's interesting. So this guy just watched. You could have left it up there. We're just gonna block this guy.
Come on, yeah. We're not afraid of this.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Obviously, Mike did the same. He's very confident in what he does. People say like, listen, man, it's a movie, right? It's a movie.
Nobody with intelligence is going. It's implied. Yeah. What movie scene was that? Yeah.
Try to take whatever shots you can. It's okay. It's all right.
They gotta try. Take care, buddy. I saw one up here that I was really impressed with. I hope the kid realizes, but you could obviously do this. And I do want to, Mary, I got Mary's on here. Mary, I would like to.
Oh, Mary, yes.
Yeah, I heard some great responses from her check-in with Titan Medical. And I'd really like everybody to see the process that she's gone through. Mm-hmm. And Mary has, how would you say, some interesting things, as so many people do. But what's great is that Titan Medical, outside of these other companies that I've sent her to that made it worse, Titan Medical has got her in such a great place. And I think that's so awesome.
That's awesome.
It's just awesome. Nice job over there for you, John, and
Thank you.
Staff.
It makes me feel good. I'm glad we could help her for sure, especially going through the ring with some of these other things and so many different things, that people have to go through with their own, their own health issues too, as well, and have to deal with those. So yeah, for sure. I'm super happy. It makes me very, very happy, Mary, for sure.
She's one of those good people too.
She is. Her and her husband, they're really good people.
Yeah.
They are. It was nice to meet you in Ohio.
Let's see what else we got here. Let's see if I can find this kid. Is this the same kid that benched 280?
One guy said he benched 290 at 13. I'm 15 years old, eating good now. But when I was 13, I went very low calorie to lose weight. At 14, I raised them 2,000. Now I'm at 2,500, 3,000 calories. At 15, 150 pounds. I'm worried that I stunted my growth. I mean,
you can't stunt your growth.
Yeah, not on calories.
You did something to your pituitary glands and stuff.
Yeah,
you're fine, kiddo. You're fine.
Listen, at 15 years old, you still got 2 more growth spurts to go through, and some people are late bloomers, right? So, I wouldn't say you stunted your growth all the way. You know, at that point, I would look at your genetics. That's going to be a good blueprint for what could happen. And then at that point, see what you can change. We don't like in the blueprint. But usually if you look at the blueprint, you're like, well, everybody in my family is about 6 foot, or everybody's like 5'5". You might end up in the middle. You might end up taller. You never know. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, my son's taller than me. So at that point, like, you never know how things are gonna go. That's what's in the genetics, and down the line, the lineage too, as well, grandparents and all that.
Yeah.
Got here.
Proud of you, kiddo. Let's stay on him for just one more second. Yeah, you're going through a growth spurt. Just anybody out there, if you are feeding and you are a youngster, definitely eat your food. A lot of stuff will be straightened out if you're overweight when you're young. It will. Your metabolism, it's working at such an incredible. You're not just getting more muscle and losing body fat as you age through that process, but you're getting taller too. So much.
Just focus on eating good foods. That's the big thing. When you're young like that, try to eat good foods.
Go for it.
How can you balance working 12 hours a day and sleeping and also going to the gym? I go after work, but it's hard to do a workout, and I'm not giving 100%. Man, 12-hour days. I hate to say it, but that's easy.
Yeah,
we doing some light work, 12-hour days. Like, just in comparison to me, that's not light work. 12 hours is a long day to work. It is. It really is. I mean, mentally, physically, like, especially whatever your job is that you're doing. If you give an example here, like a nurse, when she goes to work at a hospital, they have 3 on, right? And that's 36 hours. So they do 3 days straight, and then they're off the rest of the week. If you're doing 12 hours and you're doing continuously for 5 days a week, you're putting in 60 hours of work right there. That's 20 hours more than an additional 40 for a solid week. So you're putting a lot of hours in, but here's the thing. You're not going to be able to get the body you want unless you go to the gym and give 100% and do some of these different things. So the best thing I say for you is time management. 1, 2, I would say, you know what? If you don't have the oomph or you don't have the go, then maybe look into some different things that maybe we have, like ECAs, and taking them midday, or maybe something else that will give you that second boost to your day and be able to go get that workout in and give 100%. And then go home and get some sleep and wake up and do it again. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, some people, we don't have an option to work. We have to work. We have to provide. So doing these things, I guess, I think you'll feel a hell of a lot better for sure by doing it. I mean, nice. Mike's up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning every day. I mean, he goes to sleep at 8, 9 o'clock, and that's early for me. But at that point, man, he's been putting a long day in.
There's a meme. Do the meme where it says, I work 12-hour days or 16-hour days just so I don't do a 9 to 5. That was a fun.
Yep. That's true.
There's one about it. Let me just go through just with my eyesight. We're just going to keep going through down here, guys, so we don't miss nobody.
Yep. So is there beer I can drink to stay in shape? No, actually. Beer and beer bellies, that's a real thing, guys. Like beer and beer bellies. So not to say you can't have a beer with one of your friends or your mates or whoever it is and have a good time here or there. But at that point, like, there's some different things in beer that will give you a beer gut and will not be good for your gains and process there. So, you know, it's one thing I think as I've gotten older, that's one thing that keeps going farther and farther away from me is alcohol. Especially lately, man. I've been really good, Mike. I haven't had a drink. I don't know, maybe since my birthday. It's been that long. I haven't drank since my birthday. So, and I feel good now. Like I don't want to drink. So it's not like, oh, well, I was going on a bender and I had to, take a break. Like I would only drink socially anyway, here or there, maybe like
You're a social drink. Yeah, you're not.
But you aren't going to catch me at home after work by, oh man, it was such a stressful day. Let me have a drink. That's not me, and I don't like it. It just is what it is. I feel a lot better without it, and I think that's the big thing. If you can stay away from beer, you'll get better gains. You'll feel better all the way. That's a big thing.
You guys feel free to clip this one. I'm going to go the opposite of John. Yeah, drink beer, have fun, knock yourself out. You should be able to stay in shape. Don't worry about it.
My toddlers pose and flex whenever they see a horn. I'm sure. Everybody does. Have you seen this guy walking into an expo? Everybody's flexing, trying to take a picture. Come on, Mike.
You gotta tag me on a photo or a video of your kid doing that, and I will repost that and share that on my page.
That would be awesome. That would definitely be awesome. Wish I could attach the picture. That's all right. Tag him in the video.
Tag me in the video.
That'd be even better. Jeremy Davis. Yo.
So, I want to talk about this guy. We talked about him the other day. I did. And even if you're in the Titan crew, you still may be thinking you're doing a form a certain way. And then when you're around your coach or somebody, they could really show you what you're doing. And this is why I also say recommend you to film. You don't have to be the guy that films in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. Just film your exercises to see if what you're thinking you're doing and what you're doing is the same. He is so strong. He's also over at Titan Medical.
Awesome.
Now he's no more victim weight. He's out of victim weight. Out of victim, weakness. This guy's now 220.
Whoa.
He was crushing almost 400 pounds in deads for reps yesterday, like nothing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So congratulations to you. The reason I said about the form is because he's even stronger than that because his form was a little bit off. He's deadlifting and then trying to curl it at the end there. And I'm like, wow. But congratulations again. This is another success story.
Man, that's huge.
This is a guy that's, he's one of these guys that looks 25. Yeah, I don't know how old. Jeremy, will you let us know your actual age? Because you look 25, but he's got 4 kids. So, yeah.
God bless you, bro. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, and his youngest kid's in his 20s, so he's got to be mid 40s. I guess that's the most, and that's he's coming up to 50, but he looks unreal. When he was like 13. Yeah, he might have. He might have. And she's Asian.
46.
So he's 46.
He's 46. Yeah, 3 kids. 3 kids at 46.
Do you have a photo of him and his abs in the mirror? Remember
Still up here.
I'm gonna post a photo. Look at that.
Oh yeah, he looks good, dude.
Look how old he is.
Holy shit.
Could be, hey, I just got done partying over here at Harvard.
Yeah.
I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I'm a liberal.
Yeah, no, he looks great.
Yeah, great job.
Whew. That's awesome. That's definitely cool. Thoughts on high fat, low carb? I don't really go high fats. To keep my fats the same pretty much across the board. I don't know. They might go up a little bit if I eat a lot more steak, I guess, but carbs I've been eating more of. So I've been.
That makes me happy.
I've been eating a little bit more carbs. I don't. It's not like I don't like carbs. I like carbs. It's just,
I know you do, but you like being show ready every single day, and I worry about that because of the schedule you live. And you're too young because I need you to be like this in 30 years.
For sure. I want to be.
That's why I still want you at times. I would love for you at times to kind of go off season a little bit, and take those carbs in.
I have been. Trust me. I've been living the carb.
I need you around, brother. We're making this ride. We're riding this thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happy for that too. All right. So what do you think about this? I mean, because usually a high protein, low carb diet would be good for somebody, they're a little bit older or whatever like that, I guess, to a certain extent, if they want to lose some body fat and like cut down. But as far as that goes, I mean, I'm not really big a high fat guy. Like fats are great, I guess. I think they're essential. I think carbs are essential, but I'm more focused on protein.
You only need about 100 grams of fats.
Yeah, it's not
It
much.
doesn't make sense to me that somebody would say that. And I think what this is a situation where you have a young kid thinking that this is the bodybuilding diet that's going to help me. Well,
a lot of them get on that keto diet type thing, and they're like all fats. Like, dude, when I've seen some people, I'm like, one guy literally was eating a stick of butter and drinking coffee. I'm like, dude, you eating a stick of butter? I'm like, he's like, yeah, this is great, like keto. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to eat a stick of butter.
At the end of the day, guys, you only need, you need a good 100 grams.
Yeah.
Or more, a little bit more.
I definitely get that. Easy.
Protein. Yeah. For fats. For fats. So there's no point of going, I'm going to go high fats. It's like,
right.
Okay. Well, in what world is 300 grams of fats healthy for the body? It's like you guys complain about me saying don't do cardio.
Right.
And then you come back on the other side and say, why don't I do a shitload of fats? It's like, make up your minds. What are you guys trying to do here?
Yeah.
If you're trying to be a bodybuilder in your 20s, do whatever you want.
Right.
Just do whatever you want. You're 20, you're going to be fine.
Right.
Except don't blast gear.
Yeah.
Don't go do the rep range that the Mike Ibabel or Dingleberry say to do, because those guys can get in and get out without being destroyed.
Yeah.
Smart. You're young. Be smart. This isn't rocket science. You guys don't need to go, hey, is this the diet that's going to change me? Consistent. And also, like the guy earlier, just do tons of beer.
No good. At 14, I benched 280 pounds. Is that good for my age? Hell yeah, it is. That's really good. Really, really good. I mean, that's really good for a 14-year-old to do. I haven't seen many 14-year-olds bench 280 pounds. I mean, that's a good amount of weight. No matter how big you are either. Like you can be 250 pounds too, or whatever it is. Like at 14 years old, like you're starting to put up some weight there for sure.
I'm going to pull Jeff in here.
Hey.
What up, Mike?
Jeff is going to show you how impressive this really is.
So
I know Mike was probably doing that weight, but Mike is not the average person either.
The percentage of people that can bench 225 is around 0.075%.
We talked about this, remember?
That's about 1 in every 1,000 people.
Yep. That's crazy, right? 225 is like nothing.
We're talking
20 times, no problem.
We're talking men. So not even a 14-year-old that's going through puberty.
Yeah.
Right.
So out of those people that they surveyed, which make up 0.075, 17% of that can do 315.
Yep.
So it's a rare thing.
It is.
It's an incredibly rare thing. You're 14, almost doing as much as the most rare humans on the planet. Congratulations.
Yep. That's top percentages right there for sure. When we talked about this, I mean, we talked about it a long time ago, but that percentage of people that can only lift 225 pounds and bench it, it's crazy when you think about that. It really is. Because, I mean, think about how many people are over the weight of 225 pounds and they can't even press their own weight. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. How many people walk around over 225?
We got another one for you. Listen to this one.
When you guys were talking about keto, I wanted to look up how much fat should you intake on a keto diet.
It's like 300 to 500 grams.
So yeah, if they're about 75 to 80% of the total calories are fat.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
Guys, I'm telling you, like in Tampa, like that was the rave for everybody. We're doing keto. And I'm telling you, man, girls, guys, they're eating sticks of butter, drinking this high fat coffee. Like I'm like, guys, what are you doing? Like you're not doing well for your body. Oh no, this is so healthy. And like, I'm like, let's do a cholesterol. I want to really see what's going on inside the body. Yeah, you might be losing weight because listen, yes, can your body burn and use fats as an energy source. For sure. 100% you could. But at that point, like, should you be taking in all these fats? Probably not. I mean,
Just because your body can do something.
exactly. It doesn't mean you do it.
How many guys do we know that blast stuff? There's a portion of time that your body can do whatever you want to do.
Of course.
Doesn't mean it's smart.
Right. Right. That's my point to that. You're absolutely right.
Do bad form deadlifts and you don't hurt your back. Okay, great.
Right.
When you're 20 or 30.
Yep.
It's gonna catch up to you guys.
Yep.
All this stuff that you're doing that you think this is working for the moment, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. You want to play, you're gonna pay. You might not pay now, but you will pay later. Pay sometime for sure. So at that point, like, it always comes back to get you, whatever you do. So whatever you're doing right now, like let's say you're in your 20s, right? And you're like, oh, I'm in my 20s, I bounce back, I go party every night, I do all this. You're like, I'm totally fine, I'm totally healthy. Like, your blood test reflects that too at 20. All that stuff that you're doing to your body, it's just like a guy that plays sports all his life. If you play football your life, you're going to be beat up at 40 probably. You're probably going to have some injuries or some things that don't feel so good because you've put your body through the stress of some sort. And it's the exact same thing if you're partying or you're not taking care of yourself or you're doing things that are possibly going to damage you in the future. So that means blasting too much gear or whatever it may be. At that point, you got to live with it. So just be smart about what you guys are doing for sure.
It's a great one for you, Johnny.
Sure. Some guys in the gym are taking MK11. Seems to be getting some crazy results. Any opinion on it? I would not take it. We're talking about a SARM again now, guys. We're going back to SARMs. Stay away from SARMs. That would be my best advice to anybody across the board. The little short-term effect of what you're seeing and these guys are getting is going to cause long-term damage, and it's going to cause their systems to go down, their testosterone to be cut off naturally. And then you're going to be working back, trying to get it back on and getting back to normal and optimal again. So is there a lot better things on the market than this? Absolutely. This is where I would definitely go with like an MK, or I would definitely go with some sort of GHRH peptide to move that needle there in that growth process that you want from MK11. And then getting permanent results and not just getting short-term yo-yo results.
I have no take on this. The only thing I would say is that you can do MK, the peptide, so why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
But if you're seeing good results or somebody's seeing good results,
yeah.
I mean, you can see good results on a lot of tea.
If somebody told me like, should I take MK11 or I would definitely take testosterone over MK, right? In any way, shape, or form, I would do that. Not MK677, MK11 that he's talking about, the SARM.
Right.
Before any SARM, I would go to test. Now, if you have naturally good test levels or you're 18 years old, you shouldn't go to test. I'm not telling you to take tests.
Right.
But I'm saying for like a 35-year-old or somebody that has low testosterone, instead of doing a SARM, I would definitely do testosterone. If you're a younger guy and you're like, hey, listen, I need to move the needle. I'm not patient. I want to get some more instant gratification. Then I would look at some of these different peptides. The peptides, you're not cutting off any natural functions or anything like that that's going to be bad for you in the future, but you can add some different things to the repertoire or the arsenal that are going to get you the results. Lean muscle mass, cutting down, right? All these anti-aging effects, staying young. I think that starts through your whole life. You can keep yourself staying young. It's up to you all through the days and all through the years. What are you going to do that's helping you stay young, right? And these are some of the different ways you can be preventative about that. You got to pay Cameo for that.
Yeah, boy.
Beer, talk about beer. Boy, this guy wants it. You know what I did find out you're going to laugh at, though?
What's that?
I got to send this over to you because Olympia is obviously coming up here very shortly, right? So I'm one of the biggest. We're one of the biggest sponsors of Olympia, so obviously they call us and contact us about placement, where we want to be at. There's two people ahead of us. There's Gym Reapers and the title sponsor Olympia. They've got first placement, but I've got the map and I'm going to show you the map. But we've got like premier placement, like one of the first 3 people to be seen going into the Olympia this year, if we want it like that. Really cool. But I'm on the phone with Tim Gardner. We were talking about it, and he's like, yeah, he's giving me the layout of the Olympia, like all the different things and everything. He's like, yeah, there's gonna be he's like, if you put your booth there, he's like, over a little bit, there's gonna be an Olympia beer garden. I'm like, Tim, you guys are gonna have a beer garden in the Olympia? He's like, yeah, we're gonna have a beer garden. I'm like, okay.
Well,
They're bringing everything into the house this year. So this year, unlike last year they had 2 levels. They had the upper level and the bottom level. And everybody was in the bottom level, and not too many people knew about the upper level.
right.
Because remember, we went up there, it was like, man, it was like, not that many people here. Like,
I didn't get anywhere.
well,
Yeah.
it was an upper level. And that was where like some of the different things outside of bodybuilding were happening. And at that point, there were vendors upstairs, but it was dead because nobody knew about it.
Right.
So this year, they're all having it on one floor. Same
Great.
square footage for both floors, but on one floor, all underneath one roof. So it'll be nice and laid out as far as that
Packed.
goes. Yeah, it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be packed. So I'm excited about that for sure. I'm excited. We got a bigger booth this year. Got to get bigger. Got to get better.
We got a 13-year-old saying he's benching almost 300. Hey, so for
Wow.
this 13-year-old and the 14-year-old, tag me, post the videos, and I'll repost that to share that with the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, for both of you guys.
dude. At 13 years old, if I was benching almost 300 pounds, man. At 13 years old, I would
have my picture there, wouldn't you? Though, wouldn't you probably have your picture there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is Tight Medical Boss? Tight Medical Preventing Anti-Aging. I want to see pictures. I want to see a video of you guys benching this. Thoughts on scapular retraction during bench press to protect the shoulders and increasing power. My tips for benching, Mike will probably give you better tips than me because he can lift a hell of a lot more weight. He's been doing a lot longer. But, for me, I don't want to re-injure myself. I go on the bench. I lay on the bench. I make sure that my back is flat against the bench and my shoulders are on the bench and perfect. Like, so they're basically supported. Like my lats and everything like that are supported against the bench. And at that point, what I'll do is I'll grab the bar. I'll lift myself up just to make sure it's going to be even because this shoulder is messed up. It's a little bit off because of the broken collarbone that I have and the way that it healed back. But at that point, I'll make sure I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'll press up. And that's it. I don't do any scapular retraction as far as that goes. Like I don't go like this. And then, I mean, I think that's what he's saying, right? As far as that goes.
He's just saying how to bench. That's all it is. That's how you bench. So what do I think about benching? I think it's great. That's how you bench.
But there's just some tricks to benching because I see a lot of people do benching a lot of different ways. So some people lift their whole body. Like, all right. So the way that I was taught bench press by my original trainer when I was 15 years old, he was an IBU pro, this black guy named Mose. He's still he's in his 60s and he still looks dynamite to this day. But he told me this. He said, listen, John, he said, yeah, you could bring up your legs, right, and put them over your head and your back is going to be flat against the ground, but that's not the optimal way to do it. He said, yeah, you'll be using most of your chest. It'll be a balancing act too, right? But that could be unstable. The bench could fall. You could have problems. All right, cool. So he said, the best way to do it is when you obviously lay down your back, do it flat, but planting your legs in the ground like the roots of a tree and then pressing through that, right? And I've always used that tip from then on out. And my benching's a hell of a lot better, I think, because of it. So that's the way that I was taught benching. It's like, listen, plant your legs in the ground. Don't lift them up. Put your back straight. You start not lifting your head up and start messing with your neck, and then get the right width between the shoulders in the bar, and then and go down and go up. And then we started talking about rep ranges. I remember back then I'd ask him because I'm like, listen, is it better to go full range without locking out your elbows, right? So you're going down to the chest, you're lifting up explosively, or is it good? Because I've seen some things on this just lately, and I want to ask your opinion on it anyway, what you thought. And then you're doing the prison style. There's the other way you do the prison style. Prison style is you're going through half of the rep motion, but you're keeping constant tension on whatever muscle it is. So we're just talking about bench. So it's like this, and you're just pump. Recently, I just seen this. I don't know who brought it up. I don't know if it was Cali Muscle or somebody else, but he was going through training regimens from former Olympians. One was Jay Cutler. And then he would show the video of Jay Cutler doing bench. And he was doing it like that. He was like doing the pump. And he wasn't going like full range on his bench. So I have a curiosity of that, because that's how I've talked to a couple prison guys, and that's how they say they do it. They say, we get big doing this and doing it this style. I always like to get it. I'm like, all right, cool. Because obviously they look great, right? They come out, and even if they're on juice, doesn't mean that juice is going to do that. So I'm like, what do you do? Like, I'm just curious, because I was taught like full range motion you get full aspect of the muscle and breaking it down and get the best recovery out of something like that. So what do you think about that, Mike? Because it's a good question. You see it a lot.
Oh, I always think full range.
Right? I mean, I thought the full range was the best way to do things.
Yeah. I mean, bodybuilders go partial just to keep tension on muscle.
Right.
That's all that is. I go full range just so I can live life and also be able to do it now.
Right. I think that's the difference too, right? I mean, some of those guys aren't able to do it no more.
Yeah, it's like those guys aren't doing it anymore. That's why it's an old video.
Yep.
And that's why they don't look the same.
True.
So it's like,
True.
Hey, this is the best way to do it. Okay, but you're 20 and 30 and you look good for a moment and you can't do it now. So
see, that's good knowledge, man. It's a good knowledge for your spit for sure. Because I mean, it's a legitimate question for younger guys coming up, because they see it two totally different ways. Like, hey, which way is going to be better for me to grow? What should I do? Like, well, dude, yeah, you should probably do a full range.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to tell a kid that wants to be visually good at that stage. That full range is better because they like pumps.
Yeah,
I'm pumped. I look incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
right.
It's tough to teach.
Yeah, that's funny.
Here's a good one.
Sure.
Confusion to me.
Water fasting for 48 hours straight, once a month. Is that conductive with growing physique? I've never done a water fasting for 48 hours. So I don't think it's going to be good as far as for growing a physique. I think it'd be good for other things, maybe in health benefits.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. You're saying if you don't eat, you're not going to grow? John.
I mean, listen, I'm a plant. I'm drinking water.
Yeah. See, so a lot of this stuff, and I think one of the biggest
it's common sense.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to stop eating. I'm going to still grow. All right, cool, man. That's you and the other guy that's drinking beer.
Yeah.
You guys hang out.
Yeah. And we'll see which one gets bigger. But I mean, you'll probably get smaller drinking the water. I mean, listen, fasting's great. Like if you're utilizing for what you want to do, not for growing a physique. Fasting be good for resetting the body and some different functions over a time period. It can be good to lean out in some different areas. Maybe if you're going to do a photo shoot, you're going to do something special and you got to take your clothes off. But at that point, like for me, like fasting is not going to be conductive to growing a physique at all. At all. I mean, you're going to have to eat to grow. You got to train, you got to sleep, you got to do all these good things. So, at that point, water is a part of the essentials, but is not the end all be all of growing. Water is the end all and be all of living. So you don't have to eat. You can drink water and live for a longer period of time than you'd go without eating. So water plays that role, but as far as growing, you're going to have to eat.
I think just a lot of these questions today are we're not a good baseball game. Everybody's hitting foul balls. Yeah, for you guys out there, before you ask it, just think about it, right? Can I create an amazing physique and be the 1%, but I'm not going to give up alcohol? All right, so you're mentally gone. You're already gone, right? Or this, it's like, hey, I read something. Well, the data shows that it doesn't do what they said it does.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny made a great point. Will it help you cut up? Sure. If you want to slice up and go to another level, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But your body, and here's the great thing, and I love when Rand talks about this, it's like its kidney is doing its job. That's what they're for. The liver's doing its job. It doesn't need your Just be intelligent enough, eat smart enough, eat, train, be healthy. It doesn't need your extra gimmick drink in the morning to clear out this, or the Instagrammers saying, "Oh, this is the way to do it." It's like research doesn't support you anymore. Stay with
It
it.
does not.
And then it's just common sense. The guy that eats consistent every day is going to be better than the guy that wants to do a gimmick. This guy heard about a gimmick. I'm going to do a couple days. Well, I'm going to do a couple days of cardio a month. Throw that in there. Sorry, Johnny. I'm
It's all
dieting.
good. I love it, Mike. I love it.
Man, I'm dieting.
Mike is one of the best ever did it, and he's still doing it. Did it would be past reference. He's still doing it, so we got to put a present reference. Mike is the best ever and still doing it. Let's put it that way. I got to give him his flowers here. Thoughts on Ziz aesthetics, not bulk but peeled and lean. I have no idea what Ziz
I have
aesthetics
no
are.
idea either.
Is using momentum a bad thing when trying to get stronger and building muscle? Use momentum in real life when you lift things around. I think using a little momentum and maybe some later reps might be okay, just as long as you're not flinging around weights. Like if you look at a lot of people when they do bicep curls, they'll go and they'll dip into the side and they'll swing up and go to this side. And they'll get a rhythm going. That's one thing. I think the rhythm is one thing. Using momentum where you're swinging the whole thing up like this and you have no control over it, I don't think that's as good for you. And I think you're going to do some damage or maybe cause some injuries. But momentum is not a bad thing to do. It's just I wouldn't use it like going off the bat. Like you're not like, well, let me just the bar's here. I'm going to do triceps pull downs. Okay, all right, we're going to pull it down. We're going to use momentum to do this. I don't think that's the key. But I think that rhythm. That's what I was trying to. Tempo and rhythm. Like when you get into the tempo of the rhythm, you get in the focus, and then you've got it going, and you're like a machine, dude. You're just going, you're going and going. I think that's the best way as far as that's momentum to me, but it's not true momentum where you're swinging things around.
Your workout plan or your 12-week power bodybuilding plan would have you training a certain way for that period of time. And speed is explosion, and so you would use it. And that's how you do it for a portion of time. But I also think that after you get your lift or your PR and whatever you did, change the speed. You use the momentum or the explosion through the lift for this 12 weeks. Next 12 weeks, go to a couple second countdown and count up. Just slow it down a bit. I wouldn't train just in one position like power lifters. You take that speed away later on.
Yep.
You keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger and using the speed. If I can touch the chest and get it off halfway, I know I can finish it out with the tricep. That's the mentality you guys get into.
Right. Change
it. Do it for 12 weeks and then change it to another style.
Yep.
And now I like that question. That question is intelligent. And I understand that you can move heavier weight. And we do this all the time. Like with Sam, who does BJJ, he's got 50 pounds we put on in 6 weeks on his bench. And now what we're doing is continuously trying to get him stronger and stronger. So we're now going on this set, use the speed.
Mm-hmm.
So you go back to it.
Yeah.
Everything is not continuous. Change the form. You're welcome.
Yeah, even the last couple of reps, even if you're using the momentum like that, you could slow it down, do a 3-second count in between, and then get those last couple of reps out like that. I think that's good too. I'm 30 years old with a busted knee. How do I get a bigger bench if I'm not upper body inclined? I'm 30 years old with a busted knee. Okay, your knee is shot. How do I get bigger bench if I'm not upper body inclined? Well, you become upper body inclined. I wouldn't forget about the leg either if you have a busted knee, but you can still lift your upper body. I mean, that's like I guess if I was going to injure myself, if I was injuring my knee, you have your whole upper body to work out at that point. Like you start building and you be progressive over time. And at that point you'll start building an upper body. I was talking to Peter about this, the other night. We trained legs yesterday, which was really good. But I was talking
Peter
to him, like,
doesn't
listen,
skip leg day.
he loves legs.
Wow,
He
you
loves
got a
legs.
savage as a son.
He loves legs.
Great.
Because he knows. He's like, power all comes from legs. I'm like, yes, power does come from the legs, but you got to have the upper body to match the legs. You're going to be all balanced if not. You're going to have all that power on the bottom and no power up top. You got to be symmetrical to a degree in the body. And the body on the top does just as much as the body on the lower half to a certain degree. Okay. So if you took out your legs, what can you do? You can do a hell of a lot with just your arms and upper body. If you took out your upper body, you could do a lot with just legs, but it's going to be a certain thing. So when I was talking about this, like he was going to a pool party later on that day. And you want to take Hercules. Should I put it in my chest? Should I put it in my arms? He's like, I don't care. I just want to look big. I'm like, Peter, I understand this, but this is why I keep telling you about it. You have to get in there and put in the work. It's not just going to come. It's not going to be like, hey, listen, I'm going to get big this day and then that's it. So, at that point, it's a work in progress, and you got to keep busting it and progressing there and keep put effort into it. A lot of effort to get big.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just proud as a father. Your son doesn't skip leg day.
No, he loves it. He loves legs.
This kid's gonna be ferocious.
Like, what do you want to do? Want to do legs? All right, let's do it. I'm all for it, man. Anything you want to do, I'm game. Let's go.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say is that you don't do inclines because you have a busted knee because you can't press that way.
He doesn't mean incline press. He doesn't mean he's genetically gifted in the upper body.
No, he said, how do I get a bigger bench if I'm not upper body inclined?
Yeah, if I'm not inclined to grow my upper body. If my genetics aren't towards the side.
Oh, geez, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
Wow. So what's your take on that, Jeffrey?
The fucking use your upper body. What John said.
Right? You want an upper body? Start building the upper body. It's not this is a common sense question again too.
Yeah.
All right, you have a busted knee. That means you're not lifted on your knee. Okay, no squats. No do. Michael tell you to do squats. Don't do them until you're healed. At that point, if like for me, right? All right, cool. I've got my leg in a cast. I broke my femur. That's my leg, right? It's gone. What am I going to do for 6 months while I have this cast on me? I'm going to go lift upper body. I'm going to train my ass off. As much as I can do around the injury, I'm going to do. And that's what you got to do. You got to do that. But the other thing about this that we're not even talking about is, dude, look, you need BPC and TB500 so you can get the busted knee recovered. So you can go back to training legs. That's the other thing for sure. So, start working upper body though.
Right.
Hey, great job. You're gonna crush it. You're just gonna start training like Johnny said.
Stop being so elitist. FFS. I have no idea what that stands for.
Or say.
Oh, who are elitists? Do you see us flying around on private planes, messing up the carbon footprint, and doing all these different things that elitists do?
I am.
Jeez. Oh man. I want to go.
Yeah. We're going to go up to Mexico here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to film a movie.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll send you a postcard there.
Ramudan, hi.
Hi, buddy.
Game
Hey,
over. Okay. I rolled my ankle and lost mobility. When I squat, my heel is lifted by itself. Any advice? I squat, my heel is lifted by itself. Any advice? I don't know.
In the meantime, squat with some thighs under your heels, but keep trying to stretch and work that ankle mobility. You know what I'll do today is I will film Jeffrey's got unreal range of motion. A little hardcore parkour over here.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. This guy can whip it. You did an aerial last couple weeks ago. Didn't you do an aerial? So I'll do a video. I'll film you doing it. And he'll do some stretches for what he does for his ankle, thighs, hips, and some back stuff. We'll get that up there on the YouTube shorts for you guys. All right. But in the meantime,
for this guy, super cool. I don't know if you've heard of these things that came out from Nike or not. I just ordered Peter a pair because he has problems with his ankles and stuff like that. So Nike just brought out a hyper boot. times Hyper Ice. That's what it's called. Same company that makes the Nomadic legs, for recovery and stuff like that. So they have these shoes, and they're TSA approved too as well. You can wear. They massage your feet, and they start conditioning your ankles and feet too as well. Great for runners. Great for anybody that has any problems as far as training or wants recovery for that area. The other good thing it's good for if you're traveling is it works as a compression sock. Well, it's not a sock, but it works as a compression boot as well. So you can actually use this on the plane to make sure you don't get blood clots. Now you're going to say, well, how is it, you can get a blood clot? Well, it's very easy.
Johnny, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I seen it.
Was that the shoe
That was it.
Speaking of, that is it. Okay.
That was it.
All right, that's brilliant. He does that along with some TB and BPC.
Yeah, you're good.
Good to go, right?
And like I said, these are great for just flying because of the compression. Like a lot of people get blood clots because they just sit
Can I see
there.
those again?
Yeah. They're grand.
So
They're $1,000.
yeah, they're expensive. So what I was going to do is I'm going to try them. I'm going to give them to Peter, but I want to see how they are on my feet too as well because they heat up too, so they can do heat too as well. So super cool. I'm all about technology, and whatever you can help recover and can help health wise. And this might be a good tool. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going to try them out. I'll give a good review on it and see how they work and give a full breakdown.
Wow. So you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but the circulation from the foot and through the calves to the body is such an important thing. So it's a cool thing. And I got the most amazing birthday gift from this guy we're sitting across from, Big Johnny, that I use twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
So I use it the day after I train legs, and then I use it again the day before I train legs. So that way I can train legs on Monday and Friday. So I do it Tuesday and Thursday. And this is a nice little half suit compression. So try those things for recovery as well. Outside of this guy's ankle, just think of other things to recover besides the peptides. Peptides should be first and foremost, because that's something that you're doing without taking time away. That's just your body on its own. And then if you got extra time, do the red light, so on.
Absolutely. Alcohol consumption and weight training. Cut it out and tally for gains. Yes. Me and Michael both will agree on this. I know Mike will say yes all day to this.
I'm just surprised that people don't realize it's a toxin. And so until it cleans out of the system, it doesn't utilize protein. Your body doesn't utilize protein until the toxins are out of it. Right. So this isn't a debate, guys. This is just your level of commitment to what you want to be. You want to drink? Drink. Doesn't hurt my life. But at the end of the day, if you're going to do something that takes so much time, so much effort, and you're going to half-ass it, that's on you. I don't see the point of half-assing anything. It's like I have to go to the gym for 2 hours and I got to drive there and I'm taking time away. If it's not going to move me forward, what's the point of doing it? I had alcohol all last night. It's like, all right, cool, man. I go back to those Kobe videos. I just think what's the point of doing that if it's not moving me forward?
Right.
A coach talked about this. Jeff, we got to find this and send this to Johnny. The coach talked about it, that there's two types of things that you can do. You can do things that move you forward or things that entertain you. And so are you doing something like reading that's going to move you forward, or you just hanging out doing nothing at all, talking about other people? It's much deeper than what I'm doing. This guy's much more articulate than I can ever be. But it was just a great point of going, choose your activities. And drinking at a club isn't moving you forward.
Yep, that's true.
Unless you're hanging with Johnny and you're just getting some quality time and you do it periodically.
That's right.
Go crazy and make sure you have a lot of girls, especially Florida girls, like Cuban girls with those asses. And
we got to have the girls for sure.
Yeah, you got to have the girls there.
The girls. But even on nights like that, when I go out and stuff like that, or like it's a pool party, or whatever, like there'll be alcohol on the table. Like I might have like 1 or 2 glasses of champagne. And I'm not drinking to drink. I'm actually celebrating because I'm like, man, I've got to this point right now, right? Or I might be around clients or wherever it is, but I'm telling you, the drinking has basically vanished in my life, which is good. I don't miss drinking at all, or even for the longest period of time. And it's been a long time since I've been messed up by alcohol. Let's put it that way. I mean, a long time.
We're gonna mess him up. We're gonna go out there and get him tipsy. I'm the worst guy to ask because I never had alcohol.
Right. I know.
I'm the absolute.
I don't know how you'd be on alcohol.
Yeah,
You'd be funny as shit, I think.
I probably would be,
You
but I'd want to tussle. I'd be spanking butts.
you
I'd be a happy drunk.
that would be awesome. I work 10-hour days, live for 2 hours, go home, eat, sleep, and I'm over 50. Great.
So this goes back to somebody asked earlier about it, and this guy's over 50 and he's working like a beast. So congratulations.
Yep.
You showed the world what is feasible when you want something.
Yep. I was doing some deep deadlifts on the platform today. Awesome.
Now,
That's
were you
awesome.
doing that because we did that the other day? And that's awesome if you saw it and then you wanted to try it. And I think that's brilliant on your part that you're willing to learn or try something.
Roy McClay says he takes 20 grams of creatine per day. Is that too much? I don't think so. I mean, Mike, I think takes about that much too, right? Per day?
Yeah, 15 to 20. Yeah.
That's
I
good.
do it before and after workout and then also before bed.
I did have a girl come and ask me. She's like, "Oh, it's like I just started taking creatine. What do you think of it?" I was like, "Well, it's the most studied supplement ever, so or one of." I was like, "It's pretty straightforward." She's like, "Well, how much should I take?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, they say the dose is 5 grams, whatever to start, I guess." So I'm noticing a little bit of water retention. I was like, "Well, you better start up taking your water, I guess."
That's a myth.
I told her, I was like,
No
"You shouldn't be
research
getting."
to support
You
that.
shouldn't be getting water retention. I was like, the only way you get, I was like, listen, like creatine works like getting water in the muscle, right? So, but I was like, you need to start drinking water if you're not drinking enough water. I mean, that could be a problem. Or it could be that time of month for a girl too. So I told her, say, all this takes, they're all variables, I guess. But I was like, guys could take a little bit more. But I mean, for a girl starting off, I was like, probably 5 grams would be the best thing to start with. Especially if you've never taken it before.
Studies from Dr. Gabrielle was talking about 12 grams just for the brain.
Yeah, I've seen 10.
Right?
I've seen a couple studies on it. Yeah, I've seen 10, 12.
So just think that, I mean, that much just for the brain. We're not even talking the body yet.
yeah,
We haven't got there. So
Yeah.
that's what, at least another 12 to 15. So,
And then if you're 6'3",
and then if you're 6'3", 275, what does that mean for you? So
true.
you guys, yeah, try it out. But creatine is a no-brainer.
It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. I seen a guy. Will TRT make me ungay? I don't think so. It might make you more
No.
gay. If you're gay,
I'm pretty
you're
sure.
gay. There ain't nothing
Yeah.
testosterone's going to do that. Unless your estrogen has risen and your testosterone's lowered, then it might make you gay. So
Yeah.
if you're a beta out there and you're thinking you don't know what you are, you better find out.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
In a bulk, do I eat back my workout calories? In bulk, do I eat back my
In
workout
bulk.
calories? Yeah. So yeah,
Wait,
I mean, you want to go in a calorie surplus, right?
So he means that if you
Oh
burn-
my gosh.
Yeah, if you burn
Wow.
100 calories off,
Yeah.
So he burned 300 calories. Should he eat back those 300 calories? Absolutely.
Congratulations. You make it more difficult. Yes, right. What is it?
That's definitely not Lupe Fiasco.
You have your calorie, just for anybody out there. The reason why this is just you're watching your body. You're taking in your calorie intake. Let's say it's 3,000. For the next 2 weeks, what happens? Well, I lost a pound. Okay, so let's up the calories, right? Because you're obviously burning off more than you're taking in. Then you would up your calories. Then you go to 3,500, and then you do that for 2 weeks, and then you watch your body. Well, just maintain. Okay, we found out where I maintain. Let me go to 4,000. Now we're starting to put some weight on. The strength is going up. I'm recovering faster. Good. You're in the position to gain now. Now we're off season. Now we're bulking. That's simple. Not harder than that. You don't need to start going, hey, today I burnt 3,000 calories. So should I take the 3,000 plus the 4,000 and then minus the other stuff? Then I had a beer over here. Keep it simple, guys.
Simple the vessel. Can you build muscle only eating chicken breast? Absolutely. It's a protein. I mean, you want some other things in there, obviously, but that's all you want to eat is chicken for your protein. I'm sure you could do that. Yeah. I love that Titan Medical Center keeps in check with my medical doctors. You review outside medical charts, and guys don't upsell products that are going to interact with my meds. You go the extra mile to protect your patients and keep us living our best life. Thank you, Mary. That is awesome. And that's what we do. Like literally, like if you have outside things going on with your health, we want to make sure you're healthy enough, and we want to communicate to your doctor, whoever it is that's overseeing these. So at that point, we're going to check with these different things, and we're going to review outside medical charts if we need to. We're never here to upsell a patient. We want to give them what they need to optimally get them the result and for them to have better health. That's what we're here to do. So thank you, Mary. I appreciate you putting that in writing. I'm glad we're taking care of you like we are, and hopefully we can just keep doing good things for you. You know, that's what we're all about.
I like this. Mary does not work for.
No.
And I sent her a couple places that did the upsell, so she really knows what I'm talking about these companies that will take advantage of you.
Yep.
And they won't check the secondary stuff that you're doing from your doctor. All they care about is making a quota on the number and make sure that you spend that money. Where I love the fact that Titan Medical, and I've sent people to Titan Medical, and they go, "You're fine. You're 32 years old. Your T levels are fine. Everything else is great. Your cholesterol, there's nothing wrong. You don't need to be here. Move away." And that's huge for a company. But again, you're one of these people that says, if you can help them, they'll be with you forever.
Absolutely.
That the 32 that I was just talking about, who's a big time actor, looks like a superhero, and he's 32, but he goes, "I want to optimize my health." So there was nothing he needed to do immediately, but he's got stuff like Hercules Potion, Titan Serenity, and then he got some extra stuff just because he wanted to be a stud in the bedroom.
Man, it's good to go.
Mary, I'm really proud of you, man. And I will get to those check-ins over at the Titan Crew for everybody. It's just been a crazy, crazy week here.
Yeah. Is 570 test 13.7 free test bad? It's with normal markers, but people on Reddit were complaining that 13 free test was low. So I'm like, dang. Well, depending on what lab you go to, there's different reference ranges. So LabCorp, it could be, it could be like, I think it's like 10 to like 50 or whatever it is, whatever the reference ranges you can look at. So if this is LabCorp, you would be on the lower end at 13. Depending on what your age is too. Now we go along with this. So let's say you're a 40-year-old guy or a 30-year-old guy, your test is 570. 570 is not bad. Are you having any symptoms to go along with this too as well? If you're feeling okay, but this could probably be optimized, to be honest with you, depending on how old you are and stuff like that too as well, and what symptoms you're having. If you're not having any symptoms and everything's all right, then that's one thing. But if you feel like there's some things missing or off or not as good as it used to be, this can obviously improve. I'm all over Reddit, to be honest with you. I didn't really know. I started looking a couple of years ago. There's all different types of people on Reddit and with different groups that are talking about us in a good way, thank God. But at that point, like, I would definitely look at it again. Did you do the test, the blood test in the morning, afternoon? When did you do that time? And how old are you?
Yeah, this is all Johnny. I do know that you probably, I don't know about this, but I wouldn't get my information or peer pressure from Reddit.
All right.
I just a suggestion.
Yeah, a lot of people go on those things though. Like Mike, you should see it.
Yeah.
And if you look on it, you're like, holy cow, there's a lot.
I'll make sure to do that today, Johnny. I'll go on over there and ask their opinion on Reddit. The local guy that's sitting on his couch doing that. I've been employed for the last 3 years.
Listen, you know what I do from time to time? I'll type in Titan Medical Center. I see what pops up and I go down the pages. And that's how I found the Reddit thing. I was like, oh my God, there's like all this stuff about us in there. Like, holy cow. Like, I wouldn't even known this. Like, so you look up all the different things and you see stuff all over the internet. So it's kind of cool, I guess. I wouldn't take my advice from there, just like I wouldn't take my advice from any, like on Facebook. I don't know how many like groups I'm in, fitness groups, anabolic groups, and all that. And some of the stuff that I see getting spewed in there is just ridiculous too. And if anybody follows that, I feel sorry for them.
Let's jump onto a couple more. Are you okay on time?
Yeah, I'm perfect.
Okay.
Is that Lupe Fiasco for real? Shut up. You click on his profile. Let me see if it was him for real. You know who Lupe Fiasco is, Mike? If it really is him. Great singer, dude. Like one of his songs is like one of me and Sharice's songs. Wow. It was him. That's a pretty good one. Gracias. Yeah, Lupe Fiasco. That's badass. Okay. But I think he was talking about that water fast. No, don't do that. What else did he say here? What's the difference between total testosterone and free testosterone? Good question. I think we cover this one a lot too as well. So total testosterone is what your body is utilizing at the current time through the bloodstream, right? Your total testosterone is like your reservoir. So it's your full supply. And what happens is your body starts pulling from that full supply. Now, some people, it pulls great. Some people, it doesn't pull good at all. So they might have a good total, it might have a bad free, and they can have symptoms of low T because of this. This could be effective because of the free testosterone. They could also have a low total and a low free, which is usually what happens. And that's usually pretty easy to facilitate to get that optimal again. So that's the difference. Total is the reservoir. Free is what you're utilizing in the body. Hey, Mike, what could I use for assistant lifts for the legs, chest, back, shoulders, and arms if you only have a barbell?
Old Smith machine squats, where you put the bar behind the heels and lift it.
I guess so, yeah.
Walking lunges, Bulgarian squats. Yeah. Technically, am I correct that he's saying for legs? Assistant work for legs. Yeah, just squats and lunges. You get those two exercises in, you're pretty gold. You're pretty gold on the leg workout. Just those two exercises. Just do volume on those two exercises.
Yeah, for sure.
Tito Raymond is somebody that was my very best training partner in history. And all he does now, and he's 55, he won Mr. Universe. All he would do for the last 30 years is squats and then go do walking lunges. Done. And he's, again, Mr. Universe, and he's 55 now, and he's an athlete. And he can talk some smack. He was the one on Billy's thing, but I missed this. Smack talking. I love it.
You're too young. This is why I love Mike. Okay. Can't believe I'm here to witness Lupe and Mike's chat, a combo I'd never predict. LOL. Me neither. Wait till I tell Sharice. She's going to be excited by this. Like if I say Lupe Fiasco is on the stream, she's going to be excited. It's pretty cool because I didn't know. So, you didn't know. So
Jeff just did a search to see if that was really him, and he says that's really him.
That's awesome. I know cameras are crowded. Do you ever meet a man beneath a man? All right. Thoughts on Togi, guy who blasts crazy and gambles crazy? I have no idea who this is, guys. Togi? Super young guy that blasts a whole bunch and gambles like crazy. Isn't that everybody in the newer generation? That's a problem. People want to talk about porn addictions. Let's talk about gambling addictions and how easy it is to gamble. When I hear all Peter's friends that are 15, 16 years old are getting on DraftKings and gambling online, it's a problem. Like before, if you wanted to gamble, you either went to an Indian reservation that had a casino because they were legally to have it, or you'd go to Vegas. Now you can gamble in almost any state online. I can get on Ryan DraftKings right now, put a $10,000 bet up, and there's a lot of people doing this. and you're talking about your money going out the door, and you might not be getting anything for it. So, I would stay away from the gambling, guys, as much as possible. That's another addiction that will drain your bank account. One, it might get you in some real trouble in the future. So definitely stay away from it. What's the best number of sets for tricep and bicep in terms of growing it, Mike?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think there's not like a set thing, right? Like you have to do 10
Just like
to
the
12
diet.
sets or 10 to 12 reps for 3 sets. And this is going to have this much growth. It's really dependent on the person.
Yeah.
1, genetics. 2, I mean, I guess weight, form, recovery, eating, all that goes into play, right? To a certain extent.
Yeah, I don't know why that's confusing. If you've never trained, right? 1 set is going to get you better.
Yep.
You've been training as long as I have, like 40 years. I have to trick it to make it work. And that could be maybe one crazy set for tricep and maybe 5 for bicep. So it depends on you as an individual and where you're at right now. That's nutrition, that's training, that's all of this stuff, which is so cool for you guys. Because if you don't make it so crazy and just go, I've been doing 2 sets, I'm not growing, let me try 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take up the calories, like John said. Let me make sure I'm getting proper sleep.
Yep.
Let me do some Hercules potion from Titan Medical. Maybe some MK at night to get the IGF. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe my problem isn't the diet. Maybe it's not the workout. Maybe it's that you have no idea if your body's functioning correctly. And how do you get your body to function correctly? Well, you need to find out. I cannot help you do that. In no way can I tell you what to do or eat to make sure your body's functioning correctly. You actually have to go over to Titan Medical.
Yep.
Phone number's right there.
Yep.
Got to do the blood test to see, is your body even working correctly? After you talk to one of John's incredible, when we talked about it all day today, how incredible they are over there. And if they can help somebody in their 50s that has issues, what can they do to you, the healthy person or moderately healthy person, or like what my friend, who's a superstar actor, 32 years old. Well, they optimized his health by sleeping better, by making some MK to make him stronger, some Hercules potion for better workouts. Now he can go to the gym, do 2 sets, and he's crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a guy that was functioning. So again, let's find out. Go to Titan Medical. Get over there. Clip this. Everybody here. Clip this. Put it on your YouTube. Tag me, and we'll get this bad boy going. But you got to get to Titan Medical. I can't do anything more than introduce you to this great man in front of me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Johnny, you're doing something that, again, there's no companies out there that have the moral and how they're setting you up. You ready?
I'm ready, sir.
All
Hi, John.
right. She's pulling me out of here.
What up, Mona? Hey, I got your text message too. I'm taking care of it.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Of course, of course. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, come on.
Let me see. I got some hair here.
Thank you.
Too hairy. Too hairy.
Go shave that body.
I'm like the Wolverine, bro. I'm like
Go
the
shave
Wolverine.
that thing.
I know what he's getting ready.
Yeah, you ain't gonna take those pants off though, are you? Huh? What's this?
Hey, don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me. I'll show the world. I ain't worried. I ain't scared.
Guys, we're out of here. Johnny, thank you, brother. We absolutely
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for running over with us today. But I just thought that was great that we did it.
Hell yeah.
All right, brother. Check in with
Appreciate it, bro. Later, guys.